Welcome back to New Findings of the Universe. Look up at the night sky and try to understand this. There are roughly 2 trillion galaxies in the observable universe. We live in just one of them, the Milky Way. Inside this single galaxy are hundreds of billions of stars. And around most of those stars are planets. Worlds of every size, every composition, every extreme you can imagine. Numbers like that are so large they almost stop meaning anything to the human brain. But here is the simple truth hidden inside those numbers. If something can exist, it probably does exist somewhere out there. That means the strangest planets you could dream up are not science fiction. They are not concepts. They are real places scattered across the universe. And today, we are going to explore 5 of the most insane planets ever discovered. Not 5 random planets. 5 worlds that challenge everything we think a planet should be. Worlds that are beautiful, terrifying, surreal, and absolutely real. Some of these planets have skies no human could survive under. Some have landscapes that look like something pulled straight out of fantasy. Others force us to rethink what habitability even means. These are not theories. These are confirmed discoveries, backed by data, measurements, and years of observation. As we go through them, remember this. Every one of these planets exists in the same universe as Earth. They orbit real stars. They follow real physics. And they remind us that our planet is not the standard. It is just one example among countless possibilities. So take a breath, because we are about to leave familiar ground. If you enjoy journeys like this, where science feels like wonder again, subscribe to the channel and stay with us. Let's begin with a planet that looks like it was pulled straight from a movie screen. Our first stop is Kepler-16b, a planet so iconic that it earned a nickname straight out of science fiction. This is the real-life version of Tatooine, a planet that orbits not one sun, but 2. Kepler-16b was the first planet ever discovered in a circumbinary orbit, meaning it travels around a pair of stars locked in an endless gravitational dance. Imagine standing on the surface of a world where 2 suns rise into the sky. 2 shadows stretch across the ground. 2 stars move overhead during the day. And when evening comes, you do not get a single sunset. You get a double sunset, with one star dipping below the horizon and the other following behind it. This is not imagination. This is how the sky would behave on Kepler-16b. The planet itself is about the size of Saturn and sits roughly 245 light-years away from Earth. In cosmic terms, that is close enough to be a neighbor. But as magical as it looks, this world is not friendly. Kepler-16b orbits outside the habitable zone of its stars. That means temperatures are too cold for liquid water to exist on the surface. No oceans, no lakes, no life as we know it. Still, the discovery of Kepler-16b changed astronomy forever. It proved that planets can survive in complex gravitational environments that we once thought impossible. 2 suns tugging on a single world sounds unstable. Yet here it is, quietly orbiting, perfectly real. And if this planet taught us anything, it is this. The universe is far more creative than we ever gave it credit for. Now we leave strange beauty behind and enter something far more disturbing. This next planet looks peaceful at first glance. Its surface appears blue, smooth, almost welcoming. But that illusion fades quickly. This is one of the most hostile worlds ever found, often called the Planet of Terror, and once you hear what it is like, the name feels almost understated. On this planet, the atmosphere is in constant chaos. Winds race across the surface at speeds exceeding 5,000 miles per hour, more than 7 times faster than sound itself. Any spacecraft that attempted to enter would be torn apart in seconds. Twisted, shattered, and hurled off course by forces no human technology could survive. And the wind is only the beginning. This planet does not rain water, it rains glass. Clouds of molten glass form high in the atmosphere and are blasted sideways by the extreme winds. Razor-sharp shards fly horizontally at unimaginable speeds, slicing through everything in their path. This is not a storm. It is an environment designed by pure violence. Temperatures climb into the hundreds of degrees. Survival is impossible. Exploration borders on fantasy. And yet this world continues its silent orbit, existing as calmly as any other planet in the universe. The Planet of Terror teaches us a harsh lesson. Color does not equal comfort. Beauty does not mean safety. Space does not create worlds for life. It simply follows the rules of physics, no matter how brutal the result. Next, we come to a planet so visually overwhelming that it breaks our sense of scale. Astronomers call it Super Saturn, and the name barely does it justice. This planet has rings 640 times larger than the rings of Saturn. Try to imagine that for a moment. Saturn already has the most iconic ring system in our solar system. Now multiply that by hundreds. They would be brighter than the full moon. They would stretch across the heavens like a glowing band of light. We believed there were limits to how large and stable ring systems could be. Super Saturn shattered those assumptions. The rings themselves are vast, brilliant, and fragile. They glow as starlight reflects off countless particles spread across an impossible distance. Standing beneath them would feel like living inside a cosmic cathedral. This planet reminds us that scale in the universe has no mercy. There is always something larger, brighter, and more extreme than what we thought was the limit. After all that chaos, the next planet feels almost comforting. Almost Kepler 186f is often called Earth's cousin. It is only about 10% larger than Earth and orbits within the habitable zone of its star. In theory, liquid water could exist on its surface. In theory, life could exist there. But this world comes with a twist. Its star is cooler and redder than our sun. That means the light reaching the planet is dominated by red wavelengths, and that changes everything. If life evolved there, photosynthesis might look completely different. Plants might not be green. They could be deep red, entire forests of crimson vegetation stretching across the surface. Even the food would look alien. Red leaves, red crops. A world where the phrase green planet would make no sense. This idea fascinated scientists so much that it inspired the phrase where the grass is always redder on the other side. Kepler 186f shows us that habitable does not mean familiar. Life does not need to copy Earth, it just needs the right conditions. Now we leave stars behind entirely. Because not every planet belongs to a solar system. Some planets wander alone. These are rogue planets. Rogue planets do not orbit a star. They drift through the cold, dark emptiness of space, completely untethered. On some of these worlds, it may rain molten iron, not water, not ice, liquid metal falling from the sky. We believe rogue planets are either failed stars or worlds violently ejected from young systems after catastrophic collisions. Once expelled, they cool. Their cores slowly lose heat. They become dark, frozen travelers moving silently through the galaxy. And here is the unsettling part. If a rogue planet passed through our solar system, it could cause massive destruction. It could alter orbits. It could eject planets. It could collide with a world outright. The odds are low, but not zero. The universe does not need to aim to be dangerous. None of them are guesses. And some of them may even host life in forms we cannot imagine. We often think of ourselves as the center of something special. But when you step back, we are primates on a small blue planet drifting through silence. For thousands of years, we looked at the stars and wondered. It is crowded with worlds stranger than fiction. Some beautiful, some hostile, some lonely, some possibly alive. And the deeper we look, the more we realize how small our assumptions were. These 5 planets are only a glimpse. And somewhere among these endless worlds, there may be places where life thrives under skies no human has ever seen. A planet that rains glass, rings that fill the sky, red forests, or lonely planets drifting in darkness. Tell me in the comments if this journey made you feel smaller, more curious, or more connected to the universe. We are just getting started.